This is the Godox AD300 Pro II outdoor flash unit. It's a 300 watt second or 300 joule flash. It does also include a 12 watt bicolor modeling light. So this guy here will do through the lens or manual mode for multiple different cameras, has 10 different light settings, it's rechargeable. Let's take a look at it. So I was sent this unit to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, the MSRP on this guy is $500. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. So inside the box, it comes with its own little carrying case in a protective plastic bag. They also threw in a microfiber cloth. You open the case, you have a manual, the main flash unit itself, this here is the user replaceable battery that snaps into the flash unit. We have a 1/4x20 mount here that will go into the flash unit. So you could just mount this on a tripod if you had a hefty tripod. This guy will let you put it on various lighting poles. So this guy here is the UC30 USB charger. So it includes a USB-C to AC power adapter and the USB-C to C charging cable. So here you can see the flash unit, the xenon tube is in there. There's also the LEDs in the center for the lighting unit. And then this guy here goes into that, and it will include this little protective ring. Or you can take that ring off and put an accessory on it. Place it into this guy here and charge this battery separately. So this USB-C power adapter goes up to 20 volts at 1.5 amps, so it's a 30 watt power adapter. So the rating on the external charger max is also 20 volts at 1.5 amps. It says its output is going to be 16.8 volts at 1.8 amps. Now it does say that this guy can work at 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 12 volts, or 15 volts. So it's possible this guy steps the voltage up if you don't have a full power delivery 20 volt charger. So the UC30 charger will tell you when it has power by having this little red light light up. And when you plug the battery in, it'll tell you it's charging by flashing these green lights. It looks like the battery's at 25% charged and is working on the other 3 lights. So this is a 60 watt power delivery charger. It has negotiated here. So it's negotiated the 20 volt level. It's charging at 1 amp. It's only doing 21 watts. The lights here are flashing as if the battery is only 50% or less charged. So it may be that this charger here only charges this battery at a maximum of about 21 watts. So I plugged this charger into a quick charge capable port, and it's negotiated up to the 12 volt level on quick charge, and so it's drawing 18 watts. Alright, so if you're stuck someplace with a plain old 5 volt power supply, it'll do, 3 amps. It's sagging my power supply here to 4.6 volts, so it's charging at about 14 watts. So even though there's a USB port in the side of the flash unit, plugging in power delivery there is not charging the battery, either when it's turned on or turned off. So you will have to remove the battery and charge it separately. Alright, so as this guy comes, it has this reflector which uses the Godox mount system. So there's various accessories from Godox that you can buy to snap in there. Now they do have an optional accessory holder that'll basically clamp around the outside. It hooks into this slot and then it tightens on the top, and you can get things like a bow and mount accessory to mount other things to this flash unit, but that does require an additional purchase. So this glass protector of the flash tube is removable. It's clipped in there, and the flash tube is also removable and replaceable if you need to do that. Alright, as a receiver unit, this guy can be controlled by the X Pro II, the X3 series, the X2T series, the V1 Pro series, the V1 series, the V8600 III series, and the V100 series. Now they do not list the X5 series, which is what I have. I'm hoping that's because the X5 came out after the X3 and it's going to work. We'll find out. Now if you don't have one of those Godox transmitters, you can always put in your own receiver via the 3.5mm sync jack. Alright, so I'm happy to report that even though the manual doesn't mention the X5 remote flash unit, it does work with it. Now it won't work with it if the flash is attached because that just uses it locally, but if you take this guy off, it will trigger both flashes. So they include this 1/4x20 mounting bracket to go to a lighting pole, and you know, that's fine, it works fine, it fits fine. Some of you are going to just want to tripod mount this, and there's this lip here, and so if you have a large shoe for your tripod, it's just not going to work. Like this guy here, typically I would put it like that, and it doesn't quite fit that way. I guess if I move this to that little slot there, I could turn it around and go that way. I'm just going to go sideways. The problem is this guy needs to slide into my tripod sideways, and so the tripod won't fit and grab the plate that way. So I guess I'm going to have to move this to the other slot. Alright, so that's going to work. I'm going to only be able to slide in from the front. So this is multi-flash mode, and I've set it to do 10 flashes in 1 second, so basically 10 flashes per second. Now, if you adjust the power of the flashes, at some point you're not able to do 10. You're going down to 8 flashes 1/10 of a second apart. So the higher the power level, the fewer flashes you can have. So here you can't go higher than power level 8 and still have 2 flashes within a 1 second period, or 1/10 of a second separation. Now if you change this down to like, hey, do it every half a second, then we can go up to a much higher number of flashes. You know, so there's 14 flashes with a half a second recovery time. Now, if you pop this up to 10, well, 8 is the highest it can go there. So you can do 4 flashes, half-second recovery time at power level 8. So typically what you would do is change these numbers to be what you want. And then the power level is going to be where it is. So if you can't get it where you need to be, you have to lower the power level. You can move it up, say, okay, I want 10 flashes, 1/10 of a second apart. And then you can adjust the power level, and as soon as these things start going down, you're like, well, can't do power level 6. If I want that, I need to be at power level 5. You have to go back here and change it back up to 10/10. So I'm in a room with daylight behind me. This is power level 5, 10 flashes at the 10 Hertz rate. So here we are in my utility closet. I have the lamp at 100% power. It's 4,300 Kelvin right now, and you know, it puts out a decent amount of light. So this is warm, 2,800 Kelvin. It can go all the way up to very cool here. So here's 6,000 Kelvin. Now, as you can probably hear, when the lamp is on, there's a very faint fan noise. Probably not going to be an issue if you're shooting video. It's relatively faint, but it is there. You know, it does make some noise. So comparing this to some other lights that are designed for video, you know, it's really more of a photography model light than a video light, or at least it definitely has a fan in there. It's not super loud, but your sound engineer is going to know it's there. So with the lamp, you can have it off. You can have it kind of free, where you adjust the power of the lamp at the 0 to 100% level. Or you can move it to prop mode, where the brightness of the lamp will follow your flash power setting. Alright, so that's my initial unboxing of the AD300 Pro II. You're going to have to wait a while till I have more experience with it to give you a full review of the flash unit in operation.